Alright, my faithful viewers, it is now January 18th, 2024, and it is 12:50 in the afternoon. And welcome to the third and final part of my VHS and DVD collection. And I am very sorry that this third and final part took a long time to get uploaded. I just had to deal with a lot of things that had something to do with my parents, and was probably just enjoying the snow yesterday and the day before. So that's exactly why this third part took a long time to make. So anyways, this is the third and final part of my VHS collection. And we're gonna start with this. My VHS recordings. Now these were just recordings of other TV shows and movies back when I still had cable, until I stopped using it around 2017 or 2018. We got Elmo's World, Summer Vacation, 102 Dalmatians, The Pirates of Tortuga, Scooby-Doo 2, Wall-E, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, Lion King 1.5, Cars 2, Scooby-Doo and Winnie the Pooh Bear, The History of Jim Henson, well, the very history of Jim Henson, which is actually like a documentary of the entire Jim Henson production, which I remember that I showed you my Jim Henson collection in a previous video. Wreck-It Ralph, Planet 51, Cartoon Palooza Collection. You actually named this one that, since it contains a lot of random cartoons back in these, like Raggedy Ann and Andy, Dr. Seuss, sometimes Looney Tunes, Snoopy, and many more. We got Who Framed Roger Rabbit VHS recording, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, Monster Dog, which I already showed you the DVD cover of it from the last video. Oh, and I just want to let you know that some of these VHS recordings are somewhat related to Hanna-Barbera and a little bit of Toy Story and Lion King. Just want to make that clear. Dexter's Lab, Toy Stories 2 and 3, Roly Poly Oly, even though this was Ants, the DreamWorks movie, but we had to tape over this one. The Flintstones Meet the Jetsons, Back to the Future Part 2, Scooby-Doo Stage Fright, more Scooby-Doo, more Toy Story movies being recorded, mainly the sequel, Toy Story 3, 101 Dalmatians 2, and Shark Tales, Gumby, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Destination Imagination, Lion King, Kung Fu Panda, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which is actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, Court's Bride, more Scooby-Doo VHS recordings, like Scooby-Doo 2 and the Loch Ness Monster, Astro Boy, Ponyo, and Alice in Wonderland, a trip of feature on the VHS recording. More Dexter's Lab. More of the Flintstones. Flintstones meet Rockula. And another Scooby-Doo VHS recording. Now, I know you're probably seeing like other YouTubers talking about different VHS recordings, which you would be right. But it doesn't hurt for me to share these with me. Oh no, I'm sorry about the fan. I was starting to get a little bit hot in here. Okay. Now we're here the more VHS on the shelves. And I want to let you guys know that these are in alphabetical order. Something that I should have pointed out in the first part of the video. Namely, the fourth bottom shelf right there. Oh well, barely to never to bring it up. Okay. We got Ace Ventura Pet Detective. And the sequel, Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls. And no, if you think it has something to do with Ace Ventura using the bathroom, it's not, okay? It has nothing to do with bathrooms. Just want to make that clear. Sorry if I grossed anyone out. An American Tail, Final Goes West. Yeah, believe it or not, I never got a chance to watch every single American Tail movie. Although, I will get a chance to do it. Get a chance to watch. Alvin and the Chipmunks, Trick or Treason. An American Tail, The Treasure of Manhattan Island. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, The Absent-Minded Professor, A Kid in King Arthur, sorry about the tongue twister, A Kid in King Arthur's Court, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Airbud and Airbud World Pups, Aladdin King of Thieves, starring Robin Williams. I have seen other people give their thoughts on this film. Like Anima from Animation Lookback, who did an entire top 10 best animated movie sequels. And he included this one saying that it's actually pretty good. And he even said it's way better than Return to Jafar. And I guess I don't blame him. Maybe one day I might get a chance to see this film. Even though I have heard good things about it. We got Alaska, Alice in Wonderland, a classic Disney film from the 40s. All Dogs Go to Heaven 2. Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, I also never watched any of the All the Dogs Go to Heaven movies at all. Although, it is never ever too late to try. We got Alone in the Woods. Sorry, I had to make it sound a little bit spooky. Oh, hold on, I think the footage looks a little bit blurry. I forget. I probably won't worry about it. Schoolhouse Rock, American Rock, Anastasia, Angels in the Outfield. Now, I'm not sure if this movie is good or bad. But based on this tagline here, a flat out wonderful movie. So maybe this film is pretty enjoyable. Although I have a feeling I might end up being completely wrong. Which company? I'm in a parallel universe where I'm in a different movie. Angie's in the end game. Sorry that I said it wrong. Angels in the end zone. I really don't know much about this film at all. There's ants, not to be confused for A Bug's Life. The aristocrats, Bambi, Bumnobs and Broomsticks. I actually remember watching this for the first time, and not gonna lie, it's like one of those early movies that's pretty enjoyable to watch for the entire family. And just like with Mary Poppins, it uses live action and animation footage, which is the kind of thing that Hollywood's been doing for almost 4 or 5 decades. I mean, we also got Mary Poppins and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, for example. Now to the B section. Beetlejuice! I'm sorry, I always wanted to try saying that. Like, yeah, no Beetlejuice here. Ben and Me, being the movie, played by the wonderful Rowan Atkinson, although you might know him as the Spooky Island manager from the Scooby-Doo 2002 movie. It's the Boo Busters. I actually watched this during Halloween. And it contains 2 episodes from Goof Troop and Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys, since I'm not sure if you guys are like huge Disney fans or whatever. And yes, I know that Disney has been getting themselves into a real pickle recently. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I mostly want to focus on some of the good things they made. We got Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these are like the perfect time-traveling comedies ever. In fact, the Back to the Future trilogy was so popular that it even spawned an animated series, which I actually have right here, that contains Dickens of a Christmas and Swing Low, Sweet Chariot Race. Yeah, I never thought that it would spawn an animated series, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Not only that, but it even had like a awesome ride back in Universal Orlando, Florida, which sadly doesn't exist anymore. But you could still find some videos of it on YouTube. A comic book series, which I guess that's meant to be like canon within the original Back to the Future trilogy or the animated series, and a video game too, which not sure if it's also meant to be canon within the original trilogy or its own separate thing. You guys can let me know in the comments below. We got The Land Before Time, The Big Freeze, the first Beauty and the Beast movie, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, The Adventure Begins! Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that Buzz Lightyear would be so popular enough to spawn its own animated spin-off show and an animated movie. What made that 2? First being this one, and the recent Lightyear movie, which I guess is supposed to be its own separate movie outside of the Toy Story universe. And yeah, I know I heard some mixed reviews about Lightyear. Not to be confused with this one. Some say it's good, some say it's bad, some are kind of split down the middle. Well, to be fair, I didn't think it was that bad. Same with this movie. We got Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World, The Black Cauldron, Blank Check. Yeah, the only time I was aware about this movie was the Nostalgia Critics review of it. The Brave Little Toaster and its sequel, Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. Not gonna lie, it probably would have been funny if Marvin the Martian appeared in this movie. And yes, I know he's technically a Warner Brothers character, not Disney. But hey, you never know. Something like that could happen. We got Brother Bear, A Bug's Life, which is the second Pixar animated movie back of 1998. And funny enough, this is actually the first Pixar film to have not Easter eggs, but outtakes during the end credits, followed by Toy Story 2, then Monsters Inc. And I think this is also an enjoyable film to watch. And when my parents and I went to Walt Disney World back in 2016, we actually checked out the attraction. It's Tough to Be a Bug, which is a 3D attraction, and man, is it fun. Not gonna lie, it's kind of a shame that Pixar doesn't do any more outtakes during the end credits. Cause not gonna lie, I enjoyed the outtakes in A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, and Monsters Inc. Now just imagine if they continue doing that with some of their recent films like Coco and Turning Red, for example, or even Luca. Cause that would have made those films a little bit better. We got The Country Bears, based on the attraction of the same name. Chicken Run, an enjoyable film of the early 2000s. Yes, I was aware that there is a sequel to this film, Dawn of the Nuggets, which was released 23 years later after the events of the first film. Now, if you guys haven't seen Chicken Run, I won't spoil it for you. And try not to spoil the sequel for me, since I haven't gotten around to see it either. This was done by Orman Entertainment, the same company that worked on Wallace and Gromit, the most popular characters ever. We got Cheaper by the Dozen, The Chipmunk Adventure, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, ja la la, bum bum, ya ba da ba ba bum. Wait, I better stop singing so that I won't get a copyright strike. Caddyshack, Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. Now I think I remember watching little bits of this on YouTube, and I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, sure, maybe most people might think it's not 100% perfect, but I wouldn't necessarily call it the worst thing that's ever made. We got Cool Runner. Come on, focus, camera, focus. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Double toilet trouble. Oh, come on. Hold on. I'm sorry about the blurriness. We got, there we go. There's Daniel and the Super Dogs, Dinosaurs, Disneyland, Main Street Electrical Parade, Farewell Season, DuckTales, the movie, Lost Treasure of the Lost Lamp, Now this is a fun. Now this is like the type of movie that you would enjoy all the time. If you were like a sucker for action adventure movies. I remember seeing this a few times, and it was pretty much the most zaniest and most extravagant movie ever. It's like they combined Disney's Aladdin, which would end up being released like 2 years later, and Indiana Jones, which was still a thing at the time. So yeah, it's like they combined Aladdin and Indiana Jones into one film, and just threw in some talking animals. Now I know I just said that Aladdin wasn't a thing until 2 years later, I believe, in 1992. But hey, it's okay if people would like to think of that comparison in modern years. We got 101 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatians, the original 101 Dalmatians cartoon movie, and its sequel, Patch's London Adventure. Not gonna lie, it has been a long time since I seen this film. No idea if I might get a chance to rewatch it anytime soon. But you know what? Maybe it doesn't hurt. And I'll see if it still holds up. Oh, and I guess that goes double for Doug's first movie. Another movie that I haven't seen in a long time. Other than seeing the Nostalgia Critics review of the film. We got Dumbo, The Duke, Dudley Do-Right, Dr. Dolittle's 1 and 2, Fantastic Planet, The Spirit of 483 starring Donald Duck, DuckTales, Daredevil Ducks and Accidental Adventures, Doug, hold on, the footage got blurry again. Now, I want to make a big deal over it. We got Doug, the Vampire Caper, Ernest Goes to Jail, Family Dog, Forrest Gump, The Fox and the Hound, Finding Nemo. We got Fantasia. Sorry about the blurriness. I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus each time. We got The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The live-action Grinch movie. Gay Paris. Georgia of the Jungle 2. A Goofy movie. An extremely goofy movie. Gordy. Gumby the movie. Schoolhouse Rock. Grammar Rock. Ghostbusters 2. I think this one is just misunderstood. Because I remember seeing this before and it wasn't that awful. We got Gremlins. Now I did mention in one of my video shorts that there was somewhat supposed to be a crossover with Scooby-Doo. Now I'm not gonna lie, even though that does seem like a cool idea, and it's like a match made in heaven, I really have no idea how Warner Brothers is gonna pull this off. And I'm not even sure if they're going to bring back some of the original cast and crew behind Gremlins and Gremlins 2 a new batch. But you know what? It probably doesn't matter. We'll just wait and see what happens when we get more updates. We got Galaxy Quest, which I actually saw for the first time. And I think it's meant to be like some kind of a spoof on Star Trek, I believe. We got three cartoon classics. Here's Goofy. The first George of the Jungle movie. Heavyweights. Harriet Tubman. The first Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie with a Roger Rabbit short called Tummy Trouble. Hercules and Hercules 2, Zero to Hero. Holes, home on the range. The Haunted Mansion. Honey, we shrunk ourselves. Honey, I blew up the kid. When don't worry, Lane Salisky didn't literally blew up one of his kids and have their body parts being spread all over the place. Because let's just say that one of his kids had the most craziest growth spurts in history. What else we got? Sorry about that. I got back crack. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Horse feathers! I'm sorry about the lighting. We got The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. The Incredible Journey. Well, yeah, like I said before in the previous parts, some of the VHS tapes I got around here are some I've already seen, some I haven't seen in a long time, and some I never got around to watch. Inspector Gadget. Gadget's greatest gadgets. Inspector Gadget 1 and 2. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I mostly grew up with the sequel rather than the first film. And funny enough, I would often get these two mixed up with each other. Because I always thought that this was like the first film, and this one being the prequel. Because ironically enough, I think this one is supposed to tell the origins of how Inspector Gadget became, well, Inspector Gadget. And even though this one might have been bad, I wouldn't necessarily call it the worst film ever, since there are other movies that were probably better or worse than this. And I think the sequel is probably a step up from this first film. And I wasn't quite sure if it's the same crew behind the first Inspector Gadget movie, or an entirely different set of people. Just to let anyone know that. Some reason my mom texted me saying that she's going for a short drive. And I just said okay. So that might explain why there was a sudden pause there. Pause of silence. Sorry about the sniffles. We got The Incredible Mr. Limpet. The wackiest mixed up this side of the ocean. Best in the class of the best of Disney. I guess it's like trying to poke fun of Disney in this tagline. This is actually another film I haven't seen in years. And I guess it is quite enjoyable. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this film. If so, let me know. Let me know in the comments. We got Lady and the Tramp, Leave It to Beaver, Little Rascals. Another Universal film I haven't seen in years. And I know there's like some kind of a sequel to this movie. And I think there was even a Hanna-Barbera show the same name. And before anyone asks, yes, I do know that this thing was already a thing back in the 1920s, I believe. We got Little Shop of Horrors on VHS, another great musical comedy. Now, I think I must have explained how there are two different endings to this film. The actual good cut, which I got right here on VHS and DVD, and a director's cut. We got the Lion King movie trilogy, the first film, the sequel, Simba's Pride, and Lion King 1.5. Now, these films are pretty much a masterpiece to watch. And I guess I mostly grew up with Lion King and Lion King 1.5 the most compared to the first sequel, which I might get a chance to watch someday. And in fact, those movies were so popular that Timon and Pumbaa even had their own spin-off series at some point. And I know there was a Disney Juniors show called Lion Guard, which I think this is meant to be canon within the Lion King movie trilogy. Let me know if you guys... let me know in the comments if you guys seen all of these. VHS tapes are quite a treasure in our lives. I got another Land Before Time sequel called The Stone of Cold Fire. I'm sorry that had some missing there. President Abraham Lincoln Animated Hero Classics. I guess Harry Atomic is another one that I have. I don't know why I never got around to watch any of these, since those are historical movies and very educational. But whatever. We got Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, this movie was so popular that it spawned 3 sequels, an animated series on Disney Channel, and there was even 2 overseas countries that had their own Lilo and Stitch series. There was one spin-off in China, and another in Tokyo, Japan. And yes, I am dead serious. There is a Chinese and Japanese spin-off series that features Stitch going on other crazy adventures